Good afternoon. Welcome to the 4th Annual AdvisorHub Summit. My name is Kristi Rodrigues, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Before I get started, I really wanted to level set on who Nationwide is. A lot of you may know Nationwide as a property and casualty company, but we are really a very strong financial services firm. In fact, Nationwide Financial provides innovative products and solutions that protect people, businesses, and futures with extraordinary care. And just if I can give you a few stats of how we've done that. By the end of the year of 2019, we had over $306.4 billion in customer funds in managed administrative accounts. We're number one in our 457 public sector plans in our retirement business. And I'm so excited. Just recently, last week, we were awarded by J.D. Power, so our own customers, number one in our annuities business and number 3 in life insurance. And in life insurance, last year, we were 6, so we've already moved up 3 spaces. So now that I've shared with you a little bit about who Nationwide Financial is, I want to talk to you about the Institute. And personally, I think we all can relate to this as we relate to our clients, just how important the silos in our lives come together. No one ever thinks about health or wealth separately. It's really how do we build it together? And more importantly, how not only do we assist our clients and ourselves in creating wealth for now, but how that can continue through legacy. So that's deeply rooted and personal to me, just like I'm sure it is for all of you, that we're in a business of passion and we're in a business of serving. And what's great about the Nationwide Retirement Institute is we really offer you some core things to simplify and break down how you engage with your clients. First, we take key insights. What are those planning insights that we can translate to action? Then we think about what are some ways of service and innovative ways of tools and resources that we can engage with you, all with the intent and hope that we can have you come up with the most comprehensive, customized plan to meet your client's needs. So let me kind of give you a scenario of how we do that. We look at timely and relevant resources that will help you simplify and create action. And for today, I'm going to give a demonstration on healthcare. I'll talk a little bit of how we leverage those insights, as well as our diverse market strategy. But when I think about the number of places that we show up, I really love this right side of the slide because I want to breathe to you life of how that comes into play. So if we can just click one more, I wanted to just probably start with Medicare. So when you think about Medicare, and this is something that we heard from our recent 2020 healthcare survey, that overwhelmingly individuals in all age generations said, I don't understand Medicare and I really want to learn more. So what we've created in the Nationwide Retirement Institute is a mechanism in which we offer content, where we'll provide training. And what I'm really excited about when it looks in terms of tools is we have a healthcare assessment tool, but we also have just completed a phenomenal partnership with the National Council on Aging, where we have a customized Medicare Matters tool that will be able to assist you when you're working with your clients, not only to understand what healthcare costs will look like in retirement, but more importantly, how do we break down and give maybe 3 options of Medicare? And once those clients want to make purchase, we will give you a mechanism in which you can transfer them over to a certified Medicare broker. So that's really exciting. So not only are we giving content and tools, we're giving you a mechanism in which you can engage with your clients and really show up as their hero. And after that's done, we'll be able to provide one-on-one consultation that you continue to have ongoing with them regarding their Medicare needs. So I mentioned there were 2 areas I really want to delve into in the next 2 slides that will give you some insights of where we're going. And I'll start with our healthcare survey. I'm really going to spend a lot of time on these 5 data points because they're very important. Because we not only overlap this with the survey from healthcare, but we also looked at a COVID study that we were able to release in April of this year. The first thing that really stood out is actions don't always speak louder than words. And that came from, we saw a number of individuals in our millennial and our Gen X population who were saying, I want to do things that will make me healthy in retirement, but yet they weren't taking those necessary actions to do so. For instance, they were viewing, hey, not getting health care because of the cost was a mechanism really as they were looking at preventative. And we all know that's not true. So we have an opportunity in our noble profession to encourage our younger clients to take advantage of those preventative care mechanisms, either through their employer or through government options, to ensure that they're living retirement to their fullest. The second is retirement and healthcare cost concerns remain prevalent. This is the one cost that no one can solely identify, and it happens to be the largest expense in retirement after housing. And again, across generations, just trying to understand what will healthcare cost be for me in retirement is our opportunity to utilize tools like the healthcare assessment tools and other mechanisms to really help our clients understand and project what those costs might be based on their current actions and how they'll plan for the future. The next topic was really invigorating to me, is it seems like our baby boomers are kind of getting used to what life might be with the pandemic and COVID. But really our younger generations, our Gen Xers and our millennials, and these are Americans that were between the ages of 24 to roughly 45, were saying, I'm worried about the impacts of COVID. Not only to the people that I love, such as my parents, actually having that dialogue of healthcare and long-term care much earlier now as a result of the pandemic, but themselves, and thinking about the impacts to employment and what that might do in terms of their savings generation for the future around healthcare. The other one, which is very important and sometimes can often be overlooked, is over half of millennials and Gen Xers cited social isolation as being one of the largest concerns in the pandemic and having a negative or inverse impact to how they're even functioning day to day. And I always akin this to, I have a sister who is single, who lives in the DC area, not close to family, and she doesn't have children or a spouse. And just ensuring that we're checking in on our loved ones, this is just a critical time now that we're going probably close to month 6.5 of being in the pandemic, and thinking about those individuals who used to be in a situation where they were not socially isolated either through their employment or other community activities, and they now are. And that is extremely important to double down on, because not only does social isolation have an impact on mental health, it has an impact on your physical health. So what I would like to encourage all of you to do today, and myself as financial professionals, is the time is now. This is the time where we are finding that your clients, and you probably can relate to this, are reaching out to you to get more comprehensive and greater support to not only focus on just their financial plan, but to be there. And so what the Nationwide Retirement Institute wants to do is surround you with solutions, capabilities, macro and micro trends to address those needs. Another area that I talked about that we'll double click on is the diversity and inclusion in financial services. And Nationwide Financial has been a long-standing supporter of creating diversity, equity, and inclusion, not only within our workforce, but in the marketplace. And what I'm really excited about in the Nationwide Retirement Institute is we're embarking on a path where we're looking from a thought leadership perspective how this impacts diverse markets. I'm going to start in a moment and talk about our Black market segment, which is our first market that we're rolling out. But we're looking for 2021 to roll out our Latinx, our LGBTQ+, and our rural market, diverse market approach. So if I can, I'd like to go to the next slide and share with you some research that we conducted in 2018. And this research that we partner with the American College of Financial Services is affectionately called RISE. And that acronym stands for Recruit, Invest, Sustain, and Evolve. And we looked at the disproportionate amount of Black professionals, particularly advisors in the financial services industry, as comparison to the population of the U.S. And we found some really stark research here. We not only looked at individuals who were in undergraduate studies at historically Black colleges and universities, we looked at those financial professionals that were also currently in the profession. And what we found was astonishing. And there were two things that I really want to make sure that I double click for you. The first was there was a parallel of lack of mentorship, a lack of understanding the industry, why individuals, Black Americans, did not go into financial services. But the other aha that we found out in this research was the impact of the consumer segment. Over 55% of Black American consumers want to work with a financial advisor, but this is a foreign concept. And so what I like to offer to you is, I know there's going to be a diversity segment within this summit today, but I just wanted to double click and say the importance of bringing in and reflecting individuals that are reflective of your marketplace, but more importantly, understanding that there is a consumer segment that needs to be met. And that was overwhelmingly identified with the Black market segment and the Latinx segment. And so what we were really excited about this research, again, starting in 2018 and then concluding in 2020, is that we didn't just want to sit on this research to be proprietary to Nationwide. And if we can go to the next slide, what I like to share is what we unveiled as a result of that. We said Nationwide as a provider is in a unique opportunity to say, how are we taking research, data-driven insights to be actionable within our industry? And so what we have done, and we launched this in September of this year, is we created the Financial Alliance for Racial Equity, which affectionately is called FAIR, where we have partnered with 5 historically Black colleges and universities: Hampton University, Howard University, Virginia State University, Virginia Union University, and Winston-Salem State, along with a number of founding firms such as M Financial, Morgan Stanley, and we even had an NFP. And one of the other unique research entities that we had come on was EBRI as well, because there was one thing that we identified: none of us could go at this alone. We had to think of a way that we creatively came together as a coalition to address the needs in our market. And I'm so excited we're at the helm of this. We're going to have our first virtual summit at the end of November, at the end of this month, and keenly excited about the insights that will come out of that and more to come. So you may be asking, you just shared with us, Kristi, you got some great Medicare tools that you've partnered with the nonprofit National Council on Aging. You're doing wonderful things in the diverse market space, and you're also taking insights from healthcare. And I should mention that we have long-term care and caregiving that will be launched later this month. And you may be curious, how can you engage with us? And we really want you to. There's no one way to engage, so we really wanted to share 3 opportunities that you can partner with the Nationwide Retirement Institute to garner more insights to simplify the ways that you're engaging with your clients. The first is through email. Please feel free to email us at nrinews@nationwide.com. You can also visit us at nationwidefinancial.com/NRI. On that site, you'll be able to get a number of resources that includes video vignettes, content, etc., as well as our tools to engage with your clients. And certainly, last but not least, if you want to have a one-on-one conversation with us, please feel free to contact us at 877-245-0000. 0763. So again, 3 ways to make sure that you're engaging with the Nationwide Retirement Institute to bring solutions and resources to your clients. And lastly, please ensure that you visit our virtual booth. We'll be able to have assets there around the ways that we're thinking about in ways of engagement, but also FAIR. If you or your firm would like to know more about FAIR or to be engaged, and again, that stands for our Financial Alliance for Racial Equity, we encourage you to visit that virtual booth. And then also you'll be able to see there our latest research, tools, and ways to work and engage with us. We appreciate your time, and more importantly, thank you for everything that you do for your clients and this industry. I'm Kristi Rodrigues, and I've appreciated the time I had with you this afternoon.